Hi, I'm Realtor Bert Tade. Welcome to another edition of Sipping Coffee or Tea with Realtor Bert Tade. This is an educational video series which enables my audience to sort through the hype, the hoopla, and yes, even the media negativity concerning our real estate industry here in San Antonio. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video series so far. Today's topic is a really interesting one, and I want to share this with you because I think it's a really, really good time to discuss it. And it's certainly apropos, as far as the market is concerned, because here we are in January of 2024. Happy New Year, by the way. Hope your holiday season was a terrific one. And this is actually the 5 tips that I'm going to give for buyers, home buyers, when purchasing a home. Okay, so why is that important? Because we've seen the rates come down a little bit since October, where they reached the high, 7 point whatever it was. We're now down considerably, right? And I expect to see a lot more activity, not just in 2024. However, as rates continue to come down, which the analysts are convinced that that's going to happen, then of course that's where we're going to see a flood of buyers who come back into the market again. That's what I anticipate. So right now, more than ever, is a really, really good time for us to discuss, the 5 tips when purchasing a home. Let's start by saying, of course, that it is a significant purchase. It's a significant endeavor. It's perhaps going to be the largest single investment or purchase that you and or your family is going to make in your lifetimes, frankly, which is why I take the duty that I'm charged with when helping buyers and or sellers. I mean, it's a very important thing that we're doing to help our clients maneuver through such a situation, because we're really working with your equity if you're selling and your future equity if you're buying, right? Remember that we've talked about some of the guarantees that our brokerage offers when purchasing a home. If you have any questions about those guarantees that pretty much my brokerage that I own, Santino Properties LLC, offers exclusively, then feel free to reach out to me. The number is up above, and of course it's also I'm also available if you just click that WhatsApp button if you're watching on YouTube. On Facebook, and if you watch on YouTube, just reach out to me, the number above. So these are the 5 tips I'm going to give, and number 1, of course, is to determine the budget, right? So again, because it's such a significant purchase that you're making, before you start even searching for the home, establish that budget, based on your financial situation, right? It's going to take into account your income, your savings, your debt to income, right? On a monthly basis, they call that your DTI, is the acronym, and it's debt to income. How much do you have coming in each month? How much do you have going out, right? And they're going to determine a percentage based on that, which is going to help them decide your credit worthiness, right? As far as loaning you that money. And of course, that house is, of course, the collateral that is going to secure that debt for them, right? Now, the online mortgage calculators are free, guys. So feel free to go out there and just Google, mortgage calculators, and start plugging in some numbers, right? As far as the monthly payment, to find out your monthly payments, put in taxes, insurance, sales price of the home, where you think that that might be the budget, that you're going to be looking for, the range that you're going to be targeting as far as what you want to purchase. Now, there'll be some other ancillary homeownership costs as well. What I'm offering to you, of course, is a resource to the public, and which is why I do this video series, is to invite the public to reach out to me. No obligation. I'm not going to ask you to sign anything. There will be no salesman lines and bugging you. And it's a commitment-free phone call or text, whatever, to find out more information about how we can help with some of those costs, right? Because there are going to be some home ownership costs involved. What are those? Well, you can Google them yourself, or you can reach out to an industry professional like myself that's going on 10 years here in San Antonio that wants to help. Also, what are the taxes? Because remember, those just came down in terms of the tax rates for the school districts here in Texas. First Tuesday in November, we just voted on that, and it was a proposition that we approved as taxpayers and of course, voters, right, for taxes. We voted for the tax relief, property tax relief. I'd always said that, folks every year that have bought a house with me always come back to me and say, hey, listen, Bert, why are my taxes going so high? I don't understand. And I always said that it would never change unless we addressed it at the legislature level. It was exactly what they did. So I have other videos regarding that particular topic. I won't go into it too much. Let me just say that the tax rates came down in terms of the school district tax. So it'll vary sometimes from one zip code to another. And I've had clients actually say, Bert, you helped me buy this house. You helped me sell my house and move into this house. We love the house, but guess what? We found through our due diligence on our own a different area that still meets our needs and, in terms of schooling and so forth. However, it's a more favorable tax rate. Can you help us sell this house and buy the next one? Because we want to be in that school district. And we want to buy a new house as well. More than happy to help. And folks have made buying decisions for their housing based on tax rates, right? Because it can vary across San Antonio. Reach out to me. I'm going to give you some more information about that. I'm happy to do so. As far as what to think about in terms of the, to put it, what are you going to plug in for that mortgage calculator, right? What are the taxes? What is the insurance, right? Because that's in your PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, right? That's what that number is going to spit out. So reach out to me to consider your down payment, what your closing costs are going to be, and of course your ongoing maintenance expenses, which are going to be setting that monthly budget. So the second one I want to go over, of course, is getting approved for a mortgage, right? Very essential. So I mentioned a minute ago about the DTI. So the lenders are going to ask you a series of questions. They're going to kind of give you what you can afford based on how much you make, how much you're putting down. And remember, it's 3.5% for FHA, 0 for VA if you want to go in with 0 down, and 5% minimum for conventional loan. So if you want to be more attractive in the eyes of the seller, it's important to achieve what we've talked about in other videos, that RWA status, right? It's an acronym, stands for ready, willing, and able. So if you want to achieve that RWA status, that's what's going to show or demonstrate to the seller that you're not only interested, but a well qualified buyer of their home, right? They're going to be more apt, more open to negotiate with you, more apt to accept your offer. So you can compare mortgages with different lenders, right? For the best terms, interest rates, and loan options for you. And I have a number of obviously industry professionals, residential loan, residential mortgage loan originators. Thank you, RMLO. That I work with, and I'd be more than happy to recommend a couple to you. Remember that, I've talked about in other videos, 30 to 45 days after your first credit pull is going to cost you a few points off your credit score. However, if you get that second credit pull, don't do it too many times, because then they're going to look at how many times your credit was pulled, and that might count against you because there's too many inquiries. However, look for at least that second lender and just kind of compare the rates, the loan programs, and of course the interest, obviously the interest rate, but the points that they charge for their services. Look into all those things, right? And the credit bureaus will not count it against you for that second pull as long as within 30 to 45 days. Why? Because they recognize the fact that you are a home buying consumer in a free market society, and you have the right as a home buying consumer to shop around for the best situation for yourself. So the next one, that is number 3, of course, is the work with a competent real estate professional. Hire a reputable and experienced real estate agent who knows the local market well. A good agent can help you find suitable properties, of course, negotiate the offers with you, and of course, guide you through that home buying process. It's not an overnight process. It is not an event, right? It's a process that you go through, right? Nobody wakes up one day and says, "Hey, let's go buy a house today," right? It's a process that you go through, right? You're going to do some due diligence. You're going to be thinking about it for a while, some research. It is a very well thought out process. It's methodical, and in my case, it's systematic, right? Because I'm going to help you with my system that enables you to win in this marketplace, right? By putting together the best offer possible that's going to help you win in a competitive marketplace. But the other thing, of course, is what is fair for both sides, because we want for it to be a win-win at the end of the day, right? But a competent professional is going to help guide you through that process. It's important then again to communicate your needs effectively. Be sure to articulate to that real estate professional you're going to be working with what it is you're looking for. What's your criteria? Make sure that they can help you find the home that's going to basically align with your criteria, right? With what you're looking for truly, your preferences, the area, school district, things of this nature. There's a lot to it, and I want for you to achieve those objectives at the highest level. And the only way to do so, of course, is to absolutely communicate all of your wishes, all your desires, all your must-haves with your real estate professional. Then they're going to help you, of course, guide you through this process, right, based on the criteria that you have articulated to them. So it's very, very important for everybody to be on the same page. And remember that it's ultimately going to be a very important decision to make, right? Essential to do the right thing. Number 4 is conduct due diligence. Very, very important for you to, once you do find a property that you're interested in, that you conduct your due diligence. That's your homework, right? That includes home inspections, reviewing the property disclosures with your professional, and research in the neighborhood. So remember, when working with me, a home inspection is not something I just kind of recommend to you. It's something I insist upon. I think that everybody needs to have a home inspection done, because it doesn't matter if you're working with an inspector of 2 years experience or 32 years experience. They're all going to tell you the same thing, which is that no home is perfect, and every home has something going on, right? Some sort of defects. Now, the varying degrees of those defects is going to obviously change from one house to another, and some things are going to be more critical than others, and some are going to be what they refer to as, of course, deal breakers, right? Very important to contemplate the 5 major areas of the home. It's going to be the foundation, the HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, your plumbing, electrical, and your roof, right? That's what I tell people to focus on when you work with me. I say, I gave you 3 inspectors to consider. You hired somebody based on their experience, your initial phone conversation with them, what they charge, their availability, and you chose them. Now, the folks I work with are going to have that report for us by the evening or by the next morning. So, what did they find? I'm gonna task you with going through that report, whether it's 18 pages or 38 pages. Go through, make your notes. I'm going to make my notes from my side, right? As a professional that's looked at hundreds of these things, these reports, and I'm gonna say, let's juxtapose the two, right? Let's compare your notes to mine, and let's figure out what's most important to ask for in terms of repair from the seller. Because remember that there's 2 distinct negotiations. There's the price and terms up front, and then there's the second negotiation, which is repairs, right? And what are we going to do? And I have a certain way of approaching that particular topic that's going to help you win. I won't go into too much detail. Maybe we've talked about in other videos. I don't remember. But that's going to be something that's going to be between you and me, and of course the advice I'm going to dispense to you, based on that situation with repairs, as it relates to repairs. And the final thing I'm going to say is that negotiate smartly and be patient. I mean, it's very, very important for you to remember that as I mentioned earlier, it's not an overnight process, right? It's not an overnight event. It's a process you go through, and be prepared to negotiate with a seller, especially in competitive markets, right? But your real estate professional can help you, of course, negotiate this process, navigate the process, but negotiate ultimately to secure the most favorable terms for you and or your family, and avoid rushing the decision, right? Take your time and assess the property, make sure it meets your needs and your expectations, but don't feel pressured to make a decision on the spot. I always recommend 7 to 10 days for that due diligence period, inspection period. Why? Because you can bring in any type of inspector you want. Time is of the essence, so you're going to want to get those inspections done sooner than later. That way you have more time to even review the results, but even to sleep on it from one day to the next, right? Depending on what you found, right? If it's something that you think may be a deal breaker, well, think about it for a little while, right? 7 to 10 days gives you plenty of time in which to do so. Still staying within those 7 to 10 days, because remember, by that 7th or 10th day, whatever it is that is in paragraph 5 of our 1 to 4 family, you're definitely going to want to have that decision made and all those terms negotiated for repairs and so forth by that last day at 5 p.m. In other words, speak now or forever hold your peace. Ever heard that? So that's what it comes down to, right? So those are my 5 tips when buying a home. Hopefully this has been interesting for you. Remember that buying a home is a significant commitment, right? And it's something that's essential in order to make informed decisions, to go through these 5 steps that I just laid out. Take advantage of professional advice that's going to be dispensed to you by real estate professionals, folks with experience, like myself. As I mentioned, almost 10 years in the business here in San Antonio. It's important to call upon us for our experience, right? Take advantage of the professional advice, not only from real estate professionals, but also from lenders and inspectors, right? Ask a lot of questions. Make sure you're making the right investment, right? Additionally, don't forget to think of other factors such as a location, perhaps the anticipated future value. We can't promise that to you, but we can anticipate to a degree based on empirical historical data, right? Very important to know how homes have appreciated in the past based on that specific neighborhood. And of course, that resale value. Remember, we talked about in other videos my guarantee, my home buying guarantee. So be sure to ask me about that if that's a concern to you as well. Your long-term housing needs are very, very important, but this is how you're going to how you're going to win when moving forward, is to contemplate all of these 5 factors that we just discussed, and in making an informed decision for, again, perhaps the largest single purchase and or investment that your family, you and or your family is going to make. Hopefully this information has been interesting for you. This has been of service to you. Remember, my phone number is listed up above in this post. And depending on where you're watching this, if you're watching it on Facebook, then there should be a link to WhatsApp to just click on the link and communicate with me that way. Or send me a DM, text, whatever is convenient for you. And be sure to leave me a comment below. I'm interested to know what your thoughts are on these 5 tips that I've given you. This has been another edition of Sipping Coffee or Tea with Realtor Bert Tade. I'm also broker owner of Santino Properties LLC, a boutique real estate brokerage which focuses on the unique and effective use of marketing to help our buyers and sellers win in a competitive San Antonio marketplace. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.